the level of that show. It inspired all the musicians that were his contemporaries. It's something else.
What do you think it is that makes him special?
I resent to say this.
Go ahead.
I always felt like maybe I'd be a little more talented if I were sexually abused when I was younger.
Oh,
Because you read the news, you see all these things coming out. Everybody you love, all your idols, something happened to them when they were younger that made them good. So you're asking, what makes Kanye good? We found out today he was sucking his cousin till he was 14. And I'm sorry for saying that. And
Is that what he said?
That is what he said.
Twitter? Oh my God.
Right, so that's a great segue to this.
are you gonna pull up the Twitter?
Of course, I was waiting for the big reveal.
Oh God. Are we
Cam, he came out and said that today.
Jesus.
Now this could be a couple things, but there's no really good way to spin this. And the theories are he's looking for attention, or maybe it's like a Britney Spears syndrome where they're like actually making her go crazy somehow, or he actually has mental illness. But regardless of what it was, he said in this tweet, this song is called Cousins, about my cousin that's locked up in jail for life for killing a pregnant lady a few years ago. I told him we wouldn't look at dirty magazines together anymore. Perhaps in a self-centered mess, I felt it was my fault that I showed him those dirty magazines when I was 6, and then we acted out what we saw. My dad had a Playboy magazine, but the magazines I found in the top of it, my mom's closet, were different. My name is Ye, and I sucked my cousin's D until I was 14. Tweet sent. So there you go.
And just like that, everything you know about anything changes.
So what the hell is this, guys? Is like those are the three possibilities I see. Either one, he's got like the Morton Downey Jr. syndrome. I don't know if you guys ever heard about him, but he like had the fastest rise and fall ever of a TV show, like where it epically took off. And,
when he was a kid or whatever.
No, just like it was like a TV show, and he was the fastest growing TV show ever. It was like dominating everybody in the course of like a couple months, and then like it lasted for a year, and then he came down, catastrophically fell because he kept trying to like get attention in crazier ways. And then he like faked this whole thing where he got beat up by neo-Nazis, and then it like ruined his reputation but he's basically chasing the dragon of fame and popularity. So that could be one thing. The other thing could be the Britney Spears syndrome, where they're just like, they have technology or methods to make you go crazy when they don't like what you're saying, or they don't like that you're kind of pulling away from their control. Or he could just be mentally ill. I mean, I don't know. Are there any other possibilities from those three?
I think you covered everything that I
and if there's not another one aside from those, like which one is it?
No, there's another one.
What is it?
No, but we can't discuss it offline.
All right, enough said.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't really have health insurance all the time, and once I had a job that helped me get health insurance, and I could go.
Are you about to tell us about your middle school?
No.
What the hell was that about to be?
I don't know, dude. Just keep going, please.
I saw the fear of God in his eyes.
I was like, God.
But you know what? I didn't realize how easy it is to have a doctor you could go into and be like, damn, I this hurts, and then they give you a pill or something. So if you're like on Kanye's level, you're just getting, everything legally cracked out, maybe.
When I went to school in San Diego, like it's so easy. I saw this kid, baseball kid, tremendous sport guy. He had an injury to his shoulder. They gave him this painkillers, and I saw him die in 6 months.
Whoa!
Oh!
Like literally, he started taking the pain medication. He ran out of it. He started buying some more pain medication in the street till he ran out of money. He went into the street drugs, and that's it. We never heard of him again.
What was the drug that the Sackler family got in trouble for recently? The you know what I'm talking about? The company that
not the Vicodin, and the
it was Vicodin, Oxycontin. That's what he did.
Yeah.
So there is all kinds of sick, twisted shit with that. Where like the head of the Sackler family met with like the head of the FDA or something, and they agreed to put like not addictive on the side of the bottle when it was like immensely addictive. So
they brought out that there's actually a show on Netflix that goes down the whole rabbit hole on that, and like the whole oxycodone, like how it started, how it went down, the cases, how they recruited. They had like sexy young girls like out there going in Ferraris, the doctors, and like
I think that's the show about this family, about the Sackler family, right?
Which
yes,
one?
yes. It is. Yes,
Is it like a dramatized version of it or a documentary?
No, it's like
Oh,
documentary.
it's a dramatized. Is that the one
Yeah.
with Michael Keaton?
Oh,
Got
they had
Batman
to make-
singing
they had to make
Oxy
it
Coden?
good.
Oh, it's got the guy from Longest Yard, not Longest Yard, from Friday Night Lights brand, Tim's in
Tim
it.
Reagan's?
Tim Reagan's is in it.
Oh, cool. I gotta watch
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
By the way, I just typed in Kanye's name to try to find like a tweet of him saying something, and like, man, this is rough. Like, look at the stuff that comes up if you type in his name. And then I don't know what this was. Then you got,
Jeez, they
man.
went dirty. Oh.
That's a real movie, by the way. They didn't make that from scratch.
oh shit. Okay. Wow. And then this.
We've had a lot of
Yeah, rough. So, but you say Oxycontin, but I don't know, it's like doesn't seem like a downers thing to me. It seems like he's very busy for somebody, like if you were to be on downers. Like I don't you really think it's that?
Man, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you my opinion. I think there's a couple things going on with Kanye, and I think there's a couple things that kind of ties into also with Justin. I think there's a lot of people that don't do the inner work, and you get to escape it for so long. You know what I mean? And I think if you don't do that inner work, if you don't work through all that shit, at some point you're gonna have it down, right? You're gonna collapse. Some people do, right? Some people are able to fucking live on with it and just keep on rolling, but I think you still have that part that will always eventually come out. I think there's also for Kanye, there's a genius level, right? Where it's like, if you see these guys, like their mind is at another level. I saw this one little mini documentary on Kanye West, which actually broke down all his music and how much of an actual genius as a producer he was. Like he went down and like learned the history of like African American music, from jazz, from all the way back in like the 1800s, maybe 1900s, all the 1900s, right? And how he put together and how he drew inspiration from sounds and musics, and how he laid different layers of the music of, old jazz music, things like that. So I think there's a type of genius, and I think he just escaped through music for many years, and that was his rise, right? Where it was like his talent was able to brought up. Some say it's the Kim Kardashian curse. I don't fucking know, but
somebody just put it in the chats too that he's hooked on whippets, and I don't know if you remember that. Back in the day. You remember that Steve-O documentary, the whippet scene where he was just in his house doing like fucking canister after canister, fucking
literally
fighting with
holes
demons
in your brain,
hallucinating.
Really?
But let me tell you something. Can we take this tweet at face value? I mean, we can because he said it, but
no pun intended.
No pun intended. Could it be a hack? Could it be a Minnect episode?
I would say yes if it wasn't for the whole removing all the tire from his site and putting only swastika stuff only. Like, with the precedent of that, then I believe him doing crazy stuff whenever he does it now.
That swastika merch I've read on the internet is sold out immediately.
Yeah, that's concerning.
That is concerning.
Yeah.
We need to trace those addresses. We need to see where they got delivered to.
Oh, everyone in that address list is they're getting a knock.
Yeah, like talk about the perfect honeypot for the NSA. By the way, I think it's totally possible that Nick Fuentes could have made him go crazy too, because I think Nick Fuentes is a plant that's just put there to drum up anti-Semitism, because the stuff he says isn't logical and sounds crazy a lot of the time. And he was hanging out with Kanye West a lot, so I don't know. You think does it correlate at all? Did he kind of start going off the rails when he was hanging out with him?
So you think he's an agent provocateur?
Fuentes?
Yeah,
it feels like that a lot of the time. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're all being quiet now.
No.
I really don't know who that is. I'm not jumping in.
I don't know. I know who he is. I just don't know too much about him. But I just feel like Kanye's always had sprinklings of craziness and just like any other psychological disorder, it gets worse and worse the older you get, and definitely the drugs don't help. Maybe it's just the perfect mix of a crazy person becoming successful, and we're seeing the effect.
Well, even at the tail end, exactly. Even at the tail end of him and Kim K, they were they're falling out. He was having a bad manic episode.
His last episode was crazy. He had his daughter featured in a song. What was the song called? I think it was called Puff Daddy.
Yes, to me.
I know I haven't been paying attention to his music the past couple of years.
No, it's been crazy, absolutely
that's
crazy.
Wild. That's wild. I don't know. The whole interest. I mean, even with the Britney Spears thing, like, you know, I think now everybody, like, social media and the internet was all about, you know, take her conservatorship, whatever. How do you say?
Yeah.
You know,
like
Like
pills you
you're
get prescribed when you're like psychologically unstable and like under conservatorship.
Yeah.
Like
And
they
like,
don't make you better; they just make you even more cooked. Like just go look at Britney Spears' Instagram. Like I don't think she would have gone through psychosis.
well, like now people are like, we messed up. Like she should be back on it, and it's
but then again, is this getting better or is this getting worse?
Kanye?
Like, if you think about the '90s, you have Kurt Cobain that took his own life. All right.
2016. No, 2017.
Avicii took his own. Like, so we had crazy artists doing crazy things. Painters, Van Gogh, he cut his own ear off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think maybe it's part of the whole deal. I don't know.
That you just like have some degree of crazy when you're that creative and talented.
And also, yeah, it's that, but also like, you know, crazy people are more willing to do crazy shit to get attention. Like I also like the Dave Matthews Band, and they're very talented, but none of them have psychosis. I think they just did good business.
Do you ever hear about their shit gate?
Yes. But I blame the bus driver.
What happened? What happened?
I don't know. I'm out of this one.
Viewers write in. Back in 2004, Dave Matthews Band was on tour in Chicago, and because they're economically aware and whatever, so they travel in caravan by van. And what they had a bus driver that emptied the poop chamber over the Chicago River, and it fell on a boat.
Yes, he did.
That's amazing.
And then
but they didn't call anybody the N-word.
No,
I know.
Or the F word.
But,
not even that.
Not yet. We're not there yet.
There's a little crazy on everyone. Like
actually, yeah, one of the band members did get an accusation.
What was the guy from?
That's a
Maine?
story for another show.
Yeah.
I keep saying terrible things.
But if you guys are into Norwegian black metal, like there was a bunch of crazy stories there too. You know.
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson, crazy guy.
Yeah.
Well,
I knew somebody that
Michael
got choked up by
Jackson.
Marilyn Manson.
What's up?
I had a professor in college who was like a working professional in the music industry around the area, like in the live music industry. So they would be working at the venues backstage doing, you know, the business side of things. And they were working a Marilyn Manson show, and like for no specific reason, like maybe the band knew that he was having a bad time, a bad week or something. So she was standing in the doorway talking to like the tour manager or something, and they see Manson walking down the hall behind her. And so they look scared and I guess close the door on her, and she turns around and he just like chokes her out.
Oh, shit.
As the story goes. Yeah.
Oh shit.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Well, I want to ask you guys this. Like, would you work for Kanye right now?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You would.
I wouldn't.
You would. Why?
I mean, I just like craziness.
Yeah.
I just like being able to see it firsthand and be able to come back to you guys and be like, it's real, guys.
I'm genuinely like curious what he does during like his day to day right now. Like it must be so crazy just like observing him like a fly in the wall. Like was he just like roaming around his interview like saying like crazy shit?
Yeah, you probably get to a level where you just start screaming at people for no reason,
like yelling at the walls and shit.
Yeah.
I think one of the most I think a lot of these people also like. There's documentaries on Avicii, right? There's a couple, and I've watched them. And that's another person who's considered a genius producer, right? And genius in the EDM space, right? Mm-hmm. And you know, I think these people get to when your identity becomes so much this one thing, and your life goal is that one thing. And me and Miguel have had these conversations, and Brand, we've had similar conversations, which is like, you get to that place, right? You get to that place where you're like, I can't wait till I go there, right? For you guys, let's say, I can't wait to work with PBD, right? Miguel couldn't wait till he got to that record label. I couldn't wait until I was an executive sous chef, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you get there, and it's not all that you thought about. It's not all that you envisioned, you thought the glory, whatever it may be, the hours, you're burnt out. But I think for them, it's at a different level. I think it's 10x because they're contracted in, right? Like they sell their souls to these people, and it's like, holy crap, I gotta
the artists.
Yeah.
No, but then on the flip side, you have guys like Pitbull. You guys are gonna laugh, but he's a tremendous musician. He's super down to earth.
Yep.
You know, like I had pizza at Miami Blaze, I think the place is called, with one of his childhood friends from his barrio, you know, in Miami. And he was like, he's a great dude. We love him. He comes back here. We go hang out.
They treat him like Robin Hood down there.
Yeah, you know.
Really?
What is it? I don't know if it's like Kendall. What's the area that he's from? But that just like a whole, like the local people from Miami love Pitbull because he's a real one. He gives back to the schools. He puts together events and shit. But I don't think people sell their souls to the music industry. Anyway, this
it happens in a bunch of industry. Like
Ronald Isley.
No, it's not necessary. Go ahead.
It happens in sport. You know, you had like a wonderful guy that was taken from us too young, Kobe Bryant. You know, he was getting back to the kids and doing this and doing that. And then you have LeBron James, you know.
You're saying that. Never mind.
Hung out with PJ.
Anyway,
hold on.
What?
But then you also have, which I'll say on the flip side, which I'll say this
burn all our bridges.
But you have on the flip side guys like Daddy Yankee Farruko who turned to Christ because they stopped they didn't have a purpose in all this, and then they went to that. Just say there's other options that people end up going to, but keep going. Go over. So
did Farruko turn to Christ? He was tremendous. One of my favorite guys.
I know.
He said goodbye like he was actually dying. Sorry.
I heard like I want it.
Yeah, I couldn't roll my R's like that. My life depended on it. I bet all of you guys can.